Sometimes you just gotta let it all out. And even though there is a certain way to talk about something, especially when it comes to religion and faith, but there are just some people that just have to say it without a filter. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, this is your girl, Miss Analytical, coming to you straight out of NYC on this beautiful Friday afternoon. I just got paid today. I'm lit, I'm happy, my hair is done, my nails are done, and I am just so relaxed. And yes, I have to work in this afternoon, but it's only for 5 hours, so I'm okay. Now, I have to talk about this topic about Leandra Johnson because I had to do my research to get a gist of what was going on before I could make my own critique and put in my own opinions about what she said and what she felt. So I'm just going to break this whole thing down. So basically, Leandra Johnson was scheduled to perform at the Essence Music Festival, which is annual. It happens every July 4th weekend. And they have a gospel segment. And usually the gospel artists like Mary comes on, the Kurt Franklins, the gospel superstars. Let's keep it real. The gospel superstars perform. Now, she was scheduled to appear at the festival and perform. But what occurred was she actually had posted a video. Now, this is what I'm going to say. In the video, even though she dropped the F-bombs, she dropped the N-bombs, the video really didn't have a lot of cursing in it, to be fair to her. It really didn't. The video pretty much was talking about the church politics and how she was just fed up with it. So she posted this, and it was on her Facebook Live. And this is what she posted. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of being Leandra Johnson that y'all know of. And I'm going to tell you like this. I could be on Kurt Franklin level. I could be on Mary level. Yolanda Adams, Marvin Sapp, Fred Hammond, all the gospel greats. All the R&B greats. Beyonce, Brandy. If I played the game, I could really be on that level. I could, but I'm not about playing no games though. Tired of this shit, she says, refusing to stop cursing and being herself for the sake of being a gospel superstar. Now, she does say in the rant, she does say F the church and F Christianity. That she said. She did talk about niggas. She talked about niggas. She did say the word. She also even lit up 2 cigarettes in the video. She also talked about how she drinks her liquor. She kept it, if you want to say it, she kept it real. Or I would say she kept it authentic. I'm going to say she was authentic. However, I'm going to go in and I'm going to say what I felt. I'm going to say this. For the most part, I agree. I really do. I really agree. Now, she did say in the video that about the church politics. She talks about how she basically had to talk about how so even in the rant, she talks about how when she had her 4th child, which was conceived out of wedlock, they wanted her to have an abortion. And she said, an abortion? Why would you want me to have an abortion? It was like, oh, because it wouldn't be good for your image. You just won Sunday Best. You're now a Grammy Award winning gospel artist. And, it's not good for you to be pregnant by somebody out of wedlock. So she was like, but doesn't the church preach against abortion? It was like, well, yeah, but you're out in the limelight, Leandra. You can't present yourself like this. So she was basically exposing how the church is full of hypocrites. So that was like the first thing that got her attention when she became famous. Also, too, the Periscope video. If you remember the Periscope video in September 2015, she was drinking alcohol and people said she was drunk. She said she wasn't really drunk. She was a little bit tipsy. I think she was drunk, but a functional drunk in the video. But she went off and she exposed some things in the church too in that video. They didn't like her for that. And that's when a lot of things started, she started falling out of favor a little bit. Then the Preachers of LA show, when she was ministering to the prostitutes and the drug addicts on the streets of Atlanta, they didn't mind it so much, but her attire was not Christian-like. So they criticized that. Then the fact that she's called the bad girl of gospel, they even went off on that. They've basically have never really been a fan of hers or supportive of her and who she is. And she is a pastor of a church, which I kind of side-eye myself. But her church is different. Her church is for the people that wouldn't be welcome in any other kind of church. They don't like that. They criticize everything this girl does. I'm going to say this. Leandra Johnson, from what I see of her, she stays in her own lane. She doesn't bother people. She doesn't go out and antagonize the gospel icons, the gospel celebrities, the ones that are the gospel royalty. She does her own thing. She's not trying to even be a superstar. If it just happens that she becomes a gospel superstar, then so be it. But Leandra Johnson has always danced to the own beat of her own drum, which is why she won Sunday's Best, because of her authenticity. Now, this is where I'm going to come in and say this about the Essence Gospel segment being canceled. It was canceled not because she said F the church. It was not canceled because of that. It was canceled because she stepped out of line. Now, I'm going to tell you what she did say. Because she did say that if Essence cancels, then they just cancel. I apologize to my fans, but I had to be myself. Now, this is what she does say. She goes in on Bishop Marvin Winans. She said, I'm not going to be there because the gospel part of the Essence Festival, apparently, me speaking my right, I have an amendment right, and that's freedom of speech. So my freedom of speech caused me not to be at the gospel part of the Essence Musical Festival. And I'm pretty sure they don't want me there because I said F Christianity, F the church. I said that. Maybe that's why they don't want me to go. And yes and no. You said it, and the people probably protested, but Leandra, in that business, you took an oath and you were exposing people. And if you would have exposed some other things, because I remember listening to the rant, you said something about Marvin Winans. You mentioned his boy. And that wasn't like his home. You mentioned his boy toy. And it came off like you were exposing that he's a down low homosexual. And I believe that is why you got canceled. I believe that if you would have just said everything else, and if you would have just said, fuck the church, I don't think they would have been quick to cancel you. But I think because you said fuck Christianity and mentioned Marvin Winans' boy toy, that's what got you in hot water. That's why that happened. Now, this is what I'm going to go in and say also. I agree with everything and the exposing that Leandra Johnson did. But I don't agree with her saying F the church and F Christianity. And this is why. Christianity is your employer. Believe it or not. Yes, you are signed to a record label. Yes, you are a gospel music artist. But because you perform in Christian churches, Christianity is your main employer. Without the religion, you wouldn't have a job. Because the people who are your fans, what are they? Most of them are predominantly Christian. They're not Muslim predominantly. They're not Jewish. They're not Buddhists. You know, they're not Zoroastrians. They are Christians. So when you said that, you kind of cut off the nose to spite your face. And it wasn't a smart move, but I understood what you were just hurting, because I could relate. I don't go to church because church has hurt me very bad. And a lot of people don't go to church because of it. So I understood what you said, but even with my hatred of and what I've went through in church, I've never said F Christianity. I've never said that, because there's so many people who are Christians that are decent people, and they have a right to be able to worship. So I believe when you said that, you really offended mostly your fans. You offended, they got hurt. So, Leandra, I got to keep it real with you. You lost a lot of fans. Even though you apologized, the way you said it, it wasn't like you said it with tears and being in pain, like you were hurt. You said it in an aggressive tone, like you were ready to attack the church, which you came off pretty much so. Therefore, I think on that level, you lost the trust and the confidence of your fans. I don't believe your career is ever going to be the same. And I think she knows it. But I think the best thing that she should do, believe it or not, is become a secular artist. Go independent if you want to be a performer. But if you really love gospel music and you're really sincere about it, what I will say is just go independent. Just separate yourself from all the people. But I'm going to just leave off on this note. I believe when Leandra Johnson auditioned for Sunday Best, I don't think she thought of the long road ahead. I believe she thought of what it would be like to be a person who had a profession as a singer. This would be her last chance, her big break. And I believe she thought of the glitz and glamour. And I thought she believed that everybody would love her for herself, because she had an inspirational story. I don't think she thought that all of this would occur. I don't think she believed that the responsibility was so great, where you're under the microscope. Every little move you make, they're watching you. Whereas in the secular world, R&B, it's like, yeah, you have sex with a married man. Yeah, okay, fine. You know, as long as you're not doing crack or being a molester, you're okay. You know, but as a gospel artist, it's different, because people look up to you. You're like an inspiration to people. You're singing about the Lord. People are looking to you and your music for faith and guidance. And that's the thing. So I don't think she really thought of it fully. She probably was like, this is my last chance. I'm broke. I'm homeless. It is what it is. But I just feel that she's alienated a lot of her fans. And her career is not going to be the same. And on that note, this is your girl, Miss Analytical, signing off. I'll be back with another video real soon. Take care. Have a wonderful day.